Good evening and welcome to the JDS video production of race number 6 of Skagit Speedway's 1990 racing season. Car number 73, that's the tow rig for the Mark Hewson racing team. Ed's Automotive and Machine, they are leading both the sprint and the 360 sprint division as we start the 6th race of the season this Memorial Day weekend. Hewson has 3 feature wins in the 360 sprint class, 3 out of 5. He leads with 240 points. Rod Perkins in second at 134, Alan Raper third at 127, Ricky Favre fourth at 110. The other feature winners were Alan Raper and Wes Gibbs. In the sprints, Hewson leads. We've had 5 races in the sprint division, 5 different feature winners. Mark Hewson leads in points, 195, just 2 ahead of Bo's John Youngquist at 193. Butch Gilbert in third at 134. Cecil Walker fourth at 127. Other feature winners, Walker, Church, Jim Carr, and last week's winner, Tim Levine. At this time, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank some of the many fine sponsors of JDS Video: Cecil Walker, Kelly Kane Corporation, Tim Levine, Evergreen Speed Shop, Todd and Bob Burrow, the 1T and the 1B, Jim Burrow and Glenn Marker, Ross Lindquist, number 34, Pearson Construction, John Youngquist, the 56 Sprinter, Rainier Beer, Shauna Wilski, 56 Junior, DW Close, Rod Perkins, number 69, CarQuest Auto Parts, Wes Gibbs in the 11, Weaver Trucking, Mark Withrow in the 41 car, Randy Ridge in the 3D Manufacturing, Dave DeWitt, Sean Becker, number 99, Bud's A1 Pump, Mark Hewson, number 73 Sprint, and the 360 Sprint, Ed's Automotive. Alan Raper, the Gay and Raper Racing Team, First Turn Photo, George Hespy, Motorsports Northwest, Dave McNary, Neon Visions, Boots Ramstead, and of course the staff and management of Skagit Speedway. We also thank recent sponsors Jim Carr of Car Sand and Gravel, Alan Munn, Dunlap Industries. Now let's talk with our feature winners from last week, Tim Levine and Alan Raper. We're talking with last weekend's 360 Sprint Car main event winner, Alan. You've had a lot of easy victories. That's probably one of the easiest, huh?
Yeah,
in a certain way, I guess.
That's not really the most gratifying win, is when somebody else gets disqualified. I'd rather beat him on the racetrack, but maybe this week.
Right.
Let's talk about this division. We've talked to most of the drivers. They feel it's very, very competitive. A lot of different winners, and it's got to be tough for you as a driver to get in the winner's circle because so many guys can win on every Saturday night's program.
Yeah, right now we're trying to catch Mark pretty bad. He's been doing real well in our class, and you're right, there's a lot of competitive cars, and we've been sorting out a few motor deals with our new engines, and I think we're getting closer.
What are your overall thoughts about this clash? Think it was a good idea?
Only time will tell. It's hard to say yet. I don't see anything too wrong with it. There's a little problem right now with everybody having to step up and build new, more expensive, bigger engines, but in 5 years or something, it'll probably be back like it was. I mean, everybody will have it, and there'll be more parts around.
Dirt Cup just around the corner. Already starting to think about it?
Oh, yeah, Dirt Cups, we don't think about it too hard. With our little motors, it gives us a few more weeks on the track to try things. It'd be nice to do good, but it's pretty tough competition then, yeah.
What do you do to catch someone like Mark Hewson? Obviously, you try to fine-tune your equipment week after week, but there's really nothing else you can do, is it?
No, not really. Mark's always got his act together. You know, they got good cars, a good driver, and all we can do is do our homework and do our best and hope for a little bit of luck on our side.
Mm-hmm. You plan to stay in this division the rest of your career and move up to sprints?
Oh, it's nothing I really have planned out, I guess. Right now, I don't have any real desire to run sprint cars just because we can't afford it mostly. But if things went that way where we had a good sponsor that wanted that, then we'd probably give it a try again.
Well, you had that one year. I'm guessing just off the wall, 1979, you were Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I believe it was 82, I think.
82, all right.
But
seems like an eternity.
Yeah, it does to me too. Yeah, we give it a try and went broke trying, so I don't think it's a whole lot different than this class. You know, it's different guys and a few different rules, but it's still racing. I mean, you go as fast as you can with what you got, and there's a bunch of other guys doing the same thing. So
you had some real good success in the late models, which probably a lot of new fans won't even realize you were a late model champion years ago.
Yeah, back in '79, I guess it was, in the good old days. Yeah, they were a little different than they are now, and my car was starting to get outdated, and so I sold it, and I kind of thought maybe that was the end of my racing career. You know, I had fun for a few years, and then Bob Gay and I got together, and now I don't know where the end is again.
Do you think we'll ever see Alan Raper in a management position at this track, or is it hard to say?
That's another one I couldn't even give you a guess. You know, I definitely not out of the realm of possibilities, but it doesn't look like anything that needs to happen right away, or I have no idea.
All right. Alan, all the best of luck tonight, and I know you keep the 13 banner flying high, one of the brightly colored cars here at Skagit Speedway. One of the cars to watch in the 360 class, Alan Raper, number 13. We're talking with last weekend's sprint car feature winner here at Skagit Speedway, Tim Levine. Tim, it took a while. You had 16 late model victories. It took a little longer to get the sprint.
Yeah, it's a different type of racing, and it takes a while to learn, but we're getting her down pretty good. We got some pretty good competition up here, you know, Bobby Burrows and Mark Houston, them guys. It's kind of hard for anyone to come up here and win.
I guess 5 different winners in 5 weeks of racing, that really proves how close the division is.
Yeah, it's pretty competitive, especially the way the track's been. It's pretty consistent, and if you start at the front, it's not quite so hard, and if you got a good car, you can win.
You drove very aggressively out there, it seemed, and you weren't taking any BS from anybody. You've always been an aggressive driver, but you seemed a little extra aggressive. With this, after your accident a couple of weeks ago, you just felt like you wanted to really get into it?
Well, I've got a new crew now and a new sponsor, and I can concentrate more on driving, and if you're going to win, you got to be aggressive, and I've been learning, and I'm just getting to where I can be aggressive now. The car feels comfortable, and I feel comfortable, and it's all coming together.
You didn't have any major worries in the race? Things seemed to go pretty smooth all the way through, or was there anything in particular that you worried about?
No, Bobby got by me on the restart because I got stuck on the low side, but he was running hard, and he showed me that I could run a little harder, and I ended up catching up with him, and he had a little bit of a handling problem, but other than that, I didn't have any worries.
What changes have you made on the car since your big fire a few weeks ago?
Well, we replaced all the upholstery, the seat belts. We have a whole new oiling system. We found the problem of what was happening, and mostly just maintenance. We had to repaint the frame, and we popped one of the tires. It's just a lot of money and a lot of nickel and dime stuff.
Can you recall exactly what happened?
Well, we've been having an oiling problem, and when the motors would get warm, the oil would get warm, and one of the lines was collapsing, and there'd be no warning or anything, and the motor blew up, and the alcohol and the oil got out on the headers, and it just caused an instant inferno.
And you bailed out real quick.
Yeah, it was hot. The heat didn't bother me, but you can't breathe in a car like that, and I was just about out of air.
Obviously, you credited the Skagit safety crew to get you out and was safe and quick.
Yeah, they got a hell of a fire crew here. I've ran quite a few tracks in California now, and I have never seen a crew like they have here. I seen a guy burn up in California, and there was nobody there. So they really got a good crew here. You couldn't be any safer.
Well, Tim Levine is the 41st driver in the sprint car history here at Skagit to win a main event, and he hopes to win a couple more before this year is over. Tim Levine, Sprint Car 7L here at the Dirt Track Capital.
Ceremonies tonight. Just got off the phone with Jim Carr. Jim Carr, Tony Lutar, Don Powell traveled down to Calistoga, California this weekend with the hopes of getting a race again, and guess what? Rained out tonight in Calistoga. So any of those drivers standing at the edge of the track right now that were thinking about heading that way, well, as well as you do, I guess, because it's a little soggy out of the Bay Area and up into Calistoga. So they are rained out there tonight. They're going to try and race tomorrow. Hopefully here at Skagit Speedway, we'll get in both nights of the doubleheader for Memorial Day weekend. Happy to have all of you here this evening. the drivers get ready for the opening ceremonies. You see them lining up on the edge of the racetrack right now. And again, we'd like to welcome each and every one of you back to Skagit Speedway for this race number 6 of the 1990 racing year 5-7 here on Memorial Day weekend. Doubleheader racing action again tomorrow night at 7:30. As we said, nice to see some new faces down in the pit area, some cars from Oregon, and the Washington Open Wheel cars joining us this evening. So we're looking forward to another super evening of dirt track racing here at the Dirt Track Capital. First night of 2 here at Skagit Speedway. But first, will you all please rise, remove your hats, and stand at attention for the national anthems of the U.S. and Canada.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch work so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home.
Thanks very much, Hal. And of course, we missed the Olympics marathon last year. The Dirt Cup was recuperating from some injuries, and we certainly hope that Sue sad to see you back for the Dirt Cup. Told Hal to be here, so I think his word's pretty good. We don't expect there's always something what you're not here with your staff as well. Like on laps, then we'll get into our racing. Well, that's for sure, Hal, but I know a lot of the race fans here do get a chance to travel around. Now, featuring the limited sprints. I'm Brett Reiner Jr., and Bartolovic was on doing some play-by-play or baseball this afternoon with the Mount Vernon team. I understand they did very well the last couple of days, so we'll just play it by ear whether or not he'll make it back up to the Speedway tonight or not. In the meantime, you're stuck with me as we introduce to you the first of 3 heat races for the limited sprints. On the pole, car number 22 out of Marysville. His sponsors are Winston Tire Service, Lake City Auto, Marysville Door, and Longhorn Salute. Lionel Woods, car number 22, right beside him, will be scheduled to be still in the pits, though. Car number 93 out of Port Angeles, Drake's U-Bake Pizzas and Subs, Jackson Steins and Graphics, and Gemma Racing Engines. Francis Stromsky, the 93 car, still in the pit area, inside row number 2, 34 car out of Bellingham. Had some motor problems last week. Hopefully he's got that sorted out tonight. Sponsored by Pearson Construction, Triad Electric, Starwood Sam's Mini Marts, Canadian Industries, Elias Custom Machine, Woods Logging, and Callan Construction. That is Ross Lindquist out of Bellingham. Ross Lindquist. Feel free to clap for these guys when we introduce them to you, by the way. We move outside row number 2, the number 1 T car. Everett, the Burrow Marker, J&J, Burrow Racing, Santa Rosa Tires, Ibera Shocks. Tronic Coating, Kenny's Mobile Cleaning Service, Neon Visions, Palmer's 4x4 Center, Floor Techniques, 3D Manufacturing, and JDS Video. He has looked very, very good in his first full season back at Skagit Speedway in quite some time. Currently 7th in point standings, Todd Burrow. Todd Burrow, the 1T. Row number 3 on the inside will be the number 39 car from Everett. And he's currently running 4th in the point standings. Sponsored by Miami Smoke Meats, King Shell, Real Round Reproduction, and by Sunrise Jersey Farm, Rick Bobber, the 39. Right beside Rick, car number 73, your current point leader, winner of 3 out of 5 so far this year, and defending Super Auto Body champion. Out of Seattle, the Automotive Machine Gambler, also sponsored by the Berwick Fence Company, Davis Robin Auto Body, Alcock Signs, Snap-on Tools, Mark Hughes, and car number 69, John Tharp, the second. Green flag race underway. The first competitive event of the night is underway. American Captain, Lap 1, Ross Lindquist, 22-34 car. Ricky Palmer on the outside, in a second, 39. Ross Lindquist, 34, no leader. Palmer second with 39. Todd Burrow third, the 1T. Again, with 3 heat races, the top 3 cars. Starting in the top 9, and then the top 3. But will he go low enough? No, he says, I'm going to try and stay out, making another lap. Race, he won last week, but he has got a couple of tough contenders right behind him. Todd Burrow, the 1T, and the 73 of Mark Houston. I have a bit of an idea. We should watch 73 on the high side come this restart. Just got that feeling. Rick Palmer in the pit area doesn't look like he is going to make it back. As I said, I would think there possibly would be some more damage on the 39 ton rig. In the meantime, here we go. Green flag on 4. Yes, watch Houston on the high side. Just as we expected, Mark Houston using the high groove, which we still have the home to do. And he takes the lead. One lap to go. So your current point leader, Mark Houston, looks to extend his point lead even further. Here tonight, as he comes out on this up. Houston, followed by Lindquist. And Todd Burrow, John Tharp Jr., the 69 and the 22 of Lyle Woods. So the top 3 cars. So it's time for heat race number 2. Who crossed the finish line first in last week's feature main event for the 360 sprint, however, was 20 pounds light, weighing 1,780 pounds in the post-race weight inspection. It got away 1,800. A tough break, but you know he'll be back charging tonight, driving the B&L Racing Team Gambler, sponsored by Skagit Petroleum, Arby's Auto and Truck Repair, Monsters Machine Service, and the agency Dennis Arby, car number 10. Row number 2, car number 74, a new car for him out of Everett, Roy Rasmussen. Right beside Roy, car number 99. Nice to see him back on a Marysville, sponsored by Conquer Logging, Quilceda Auto Wrecking, Motorsport Northwest, Becker's Welding and Repair, Car Sand and Gravel, Butts A1 Pump Service, and the Longhorn Saloon. Sean Becker, the 99. Row number 3, car number 57 out of Marysville, 57 Kerry Special, Todd Noddy, the veteran, Jerry Mundy. And car number 69 out of Anacortes, currently second in point standing, Ron Perkins. Car number 2 out of Aberdeen is Don Moran, and the 88 starting DC, Darcy Valiant. Green flag. Up field again for this one, gentlemen. And this one we can make it count. Back to the 99. Complete. 6 laps to go. All heat races, 8 laps in duration. After the initial green flag, after 1 lap is completed, the leader sits out by himself in front of the field. The rest of the cars file in double file behind him, and the lead car sets the pace. Green flag. Sean Becker, the 99, drives the inside and takes the lead. Sean Becker goes on the wall. Becker, the 99, first leader. We are halfway through. 4 down, 4 to go. Becker, the 99, Harvey, the 10. Darcy Valiant running in now. Car number 88, looking good. Six laps down, 2 laps to go. It's all Sean Becker, car number 99. One more lap to go. For Becker. Arby's still running second and Perkins third. Ron Perkins, Jerry Bundy fourth at 57, and Darcy Valiant in fifth place. On the pole, car number 4, the rookie at a stand on the sunny side of the footwork, his sponsor, and Kerrigan. Right beside him, car number 56 out of Monmouth, DW Clothes Company, Brownfield Manufacturing, JDS Video, and the Seattle Cycle Center. She won her first ever race at Skagit last weekend by winning the heat race and then won the trophy dash as well. Shauna Wilski, car number 56. Row number 3, car number 3, C out of Edmonds, watched by Looking Glass Barber Shop. That is Rory Price, the 3C. Right beside him, car number 11 out of Cedro Woolings, watched by Weaver Truck Equipment. Seaside Chevrolet, Turner Sigler Repair, Howell's Drive-In, Skagit Petroleum, Valvoline, and GT Motorsports. Wes Gibbs. Feature winner already this year. Back to row number 3, feature winner last weekend. Car number 13, former super modified champion out of Deming, Alan Rickford. Car number 52 is Randy Vaughn out of Salter in the morning. Jim Randall out of Seattle. Green flag, race underway. John Welski going for her second consecutive heat race win. Twice again. They found for second. They will pull it together again and just missed one another. Oh boy, close racing out there. And they have Sean Welski. a yellow flag, so this one is not over yet. Andy Wittig in the 4 car. Get by and win. How many are cheering for the beautiful yellow 13 of Alan Raper? And the 3C of Rory Price. 4 cars left to go 2 more laps. Who will it be? Shauna Wilski sets the pace as she leads the field into turn number 3 with 2 laps to go. Green flag. Alan Raper moves into second. West Gibbs is going to try the high side. Shauna Wilski over the turn. Straight away. One lap to go. Into turn 1, Alan Raper. 1 lap shot. Straight away. Again, over Alan Raper, Wes Gibbs, and Rory Price in that order. Well, if the race had gone the distance originally, some people would have said, well, Shauna started up and run since she was able to open up the lead and stay there, but sponsored by Fitzpatrick Contracting, Goosey Brothers Construction, and Surtex Molding. Bradley Root, first time out in that multicolored double zero car out of East Baltimore, sponsored by the Shop Action Machine. And Bradley Root. Sprint cars coming right up. Row number 2, car number 41, another driver that is getting better and better each and every week. From Sahoma, sponsored by Camano Plaza Market, Heritage Home Construction, Spanish Construction, and Seas Towing, Mark Whitmore, car number 41. Right beside Mark, car number 27, another veteran out of Cedar Woolley, sponsored by Alliance and Custom Machine, Nancy Jackson Antiques and Skagit Petroleum, Ron Eliason, car number 27. Row number 3, car number 11, out of Ferndale. S&P Metal Finishing, Review, Auto Parts, Oriented Service, Management, Control, City Electric. The sponsors for Juan Ellis, the 11. Right beside him, car number 32, your defending Ford car champion, the In-Laws Racing, Thirsty Oil Company, Tins and Door Sales, Northwest, Hot Springs Spa, Lightning Chassis, also sponsored by Hoosier Tire, Central Welding. Supply, Sultan Sporting Goods, Production Machine Tools, Dean's Trucking, Brownfield Manufacturing, Gold, Pearson Timber, High Strength Bolt Company, Langshold Construction, Brad Brownfield, car number 32. The final row, number 4, car number 49, feature winner a couple of weeks ago, the Delegate Corporation, J&J, Eva Frost, he's a worker, at 73. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1, Happy Traffic, down the left track, regular 82. Mark Ellis and Mark Withrow bringing out the yellow, getting together in turn number 2, hopefully. And the yellow flag comes out. Bangor got on the accelerator. Yellow, that's just a little bit early. We go yellow. The lead car, once one lap is completed, does set the pace, but as I said, I think Vandenberg got on it a little bit early. He's got to wait until he gets into at least turn number 3 before he accelerates in the 82 car. So with 2 laps down, 6 laps to go, Vandenberg's still the leader of the 82. And Withrow joins the field, number 41. Able to rejoin the field and get started again with 2 laps completed. I'd like to welcome a couple of newlyweds to Skagit Speedway today, Jim and Sheila Milano. Congratulations on your marriage today and welcome to Skagit Speedway. 82 car, Vandenberg's gone to the pit area. Don't know what the problem was. He just received a warning. He was not sent to the pit area. He went there on his own, so we're not sure what the problem is. Car number 82 now in the pits. Left foot Elias and up front, car number 27 with Brownfield and Houston behind. One more time around. We will go green. So it's Elias in the leader with Brownfield and Houston right behind. Apparently there is a mechanical problem on the 82 car of Vandenberg. Tough break while leading. He's in the pits. Elias in the leader. Brownfield, Houston, Walker, Ellis. Later in Withrow. Turn number 4. Green flag. Always a tough task. We've had 5 different winners in the sprint car class out of 5 weeks of racing, 4 different winners in the late models. So it has been competitive, to say the least. But if you haven't done so yet, get a program, fill out the ballots in the middle portion, retain one half and deposit the other half just prior to the main event tonight. And cross your fingers, hopefully one of you at least will win the $600 tonight. Heat race number 2 for the sprint cars. On the pole, car number 24 out of Bellingham, sponsored by Northeast Grocery and Deli, the L9 Lawn Company. And Blue, 24. Right beside him, car number 75 out of Burnaby, the Kirby's Hairstyling Challenger. Sponsored also by Progressive Marine, Ron Cole Trucking, Deckers Auto Parts, SST Equipment, Key Incorporated, and Quaker State Motor Oil, Rapid Roy, Blumenhagen, the 75 car. It's inside row number 2, car number 1T. Number 1B out of Everett, Road Marker, J&J, sponsored by Rural Racing Center, Mercury Tires, Carrera Shocks, Tri-Coatings, Kenny's Mobile Clinic Service, Neon Visions, Robert's 4x4 Center, More Techniques, 3D Manufacturing, and JDS Video. This is third race of 1990. Second car is at the used already this year after destroying the first one on the second week of racing action. Currently third on your all-time list. Feature winners here at Skagit. 16 wins, Monty Burrow, the 1B car. Right beside him, nice to see him back. Car number 96 out of Marysville. Sponsored by Houston Valley Coal Mines, Turning Point Machine and Production Plating. Eddie Evans, car number 96. Row number 3 on the inside, car number 44 from Bo. The veteran, former Super Modified champion in 1979, sponsored by Anacortes Auto Parts, Puget Sound Road. Welder Supply, XL Water Skis and Ectol Distributing. Denny Smith, car number 44, with a good ride last weekend. Outside Denny, and row number 3, car number 56. Currently second in sprint car points standings, just 2 points behind Mark Houston going into tonight's racing action. Driving the Rainier Beer Lightning chassis, also sponsored by Action Marine Service, Atkins Performance, Tri-Coatings, the Longhorn Saloon, Boyd's Radiator Service, Cascade Pizza, Van Pelt Custom Auto Body, Mountain Glen Retirement Center, and Quick and Clean Car Wash. And Food Mart, your all-time Super Modified main event winner, Admiral John Yurkwitz, car number 56. And the number 44 car, one of our visitors out of Springfield, Oregon, finished third at Chico, California a couple of weeks ago in a Northern Auto Racing Club event. Former Oregon State Sprint Car Champion. Let's welcome Greg Brown, car number 44 from Springfield, Oregon. A beautiful, beautiful orange and yellow number 44 car. Nice to see him, along with a couple other cars up from Oregon State here on Memorial Day weekend. Tonight, tomorrow night, all classes, regular points races. We hope to see you back tomorrow night. Second of 3 sprint car heats ready to go. One more time around. We will go green. Who will win this one? It's going to be a good race. Get that feeling. Luke and Blumenhagen through 3. We are racing. The 75 car on the outside. It's a lead. Right behind him. Nothing to throw. Trying to get by Edward. Lap number 1. One lap to go. 7 to go. Right behind 75 cars. Eddie Evans right behind the 96. Upwards goes by. tall boy, Roy Blumenhagen, leading 7.5 laps, driving the best race he has driven so far this year. About a half forward to the main event. The veteran out of Granite Falls and the Keith Oracle Gamblers, sponsored by Milwaukee, Dunlop Industrial, Motorsport Northwest, Tri-Coating, Becker's Welding and Repair, for Alan Bond, car number 42. Right beside him, car number 7L, the man of the hour last Saturday night when he won his very first sprint car main event, and a top one it was to win after 16 wins in late model racing action out of Everett, sponsored by the Evergreen Speed Shop, Jay's Automotive Machine, Central Welding, Oak Carver Auto Wrecking and Hydraulic Services, Tim Levine, the 7L. Car number 76E, saw him in the Ski to Sea Parade in Bellingham today. Nice to see him out there. In the Neil Ford Lightning John Seattle, two-time sprint car champion, Jerry Edson. Right behind him, car number 04, three-time sprint car champion, the Super Bowl sprinter out of Bowl, Butch Gilbert. Green flag. Race underway. 16 all alone. White flag, 1 lap to go. For Kenny Polak, leading Grant Robbins and Terry Smith. Out of turn number 4, there is your winner, Ken Polak. Also picking up 40 left on the second place, the 97 of Robbins. In third place, we'll go to Terry Smith ahead of Elaine Bob Kennedy. So, Polak, your winner, sponsored by car number 4. Right beside him, car number 9 out of Alger, Todd von Stroberg. Car number 25, Don Anderson. The 11 car out of Bellingham, John Huggins. And car number 51, currently second in point standings. Still as number 1 of feature race here at Skagit, the former champion, Louis Nutter out of Upford. 5 cars, 8 laps, 3 laps. Out of 2, now that's straight away. Battle for second, Monster over the 9, going under the 51 car. Will Tom Bigelow come out of retirement and proceed to win his first race back? We will see. He's dropping a good one out there right now. Leading for Nutter. Nutter closing out the gap over the 51 car. Here he comes. Tonight, General Seymour in the Dockendorf 66 car. And car number 7 out of Anacortes, Charles Randall. Finally, race 5 cars, 8 laps, and then our trophy matches. Coming right up here at Skagit Speedway on Memorial Day. It's doubleheader. 4, 3 laps. Jeff Fletcher sitting back, playing console a little bit with Mike Barnett. Decides to really get on it. And John is down on the straightaway. As he goes into turn number 3 and round number 4. Jeff Fletcher, your winner. Second place will go to Barnett. And Daryl Seymour will come home third in car number 66. Dan Bartolovic has just joined us in the tower after a day of play-by-play baseball action. Dan, first of all, we want to ask you, what was the weather like as you drive up from Tacoma?
Just a little sprinkle enough to get my bald head wet, but nothing really to sneeze on. And nothing but blue sky all the way up here, so cross your fingers.
Well, that's good, Dan. And how did the ball games go today?
Tom Brand is the boys AA state champion. They defeated Sela by a score of 7-6 today. O'Connor losing Fort Vancouver 1-0, and Cordes took third, 5-2 winner yesterday, and today they win, so they take third, so not bad.
All right, Dan. We'll look forward to your boys' college races a little bit later on tonight. This is the first of 3 trophy dashes. For the limited sprint time with pole position, car number 73, defending super modified champion. Current point leader, winner of 3 out of 5 main events so far this year, the Ed's Automotive and Machine Hempler, Mark Hewson. Right beside him, car number 99 out of Marysville, the driver, Sean Becker. And car number 56, the young lady out of Seattle, won her first race last weekend, Shauna Wilski. Green flag. In turn number 1, Sean Becker gets down first. He's in the high groove. Down the front straightaway. Sean Becker, Mark Hewson, Sean Wilski, keep that winner. Becker showing no effects at all after being away in a few weeks. Like 1 lap to go. Sean Becker, and he will take a 30th win. Becker over Hewson. And Wilski in 3 very, very quick laps. As we said, all trophy dash presentations will be at the end of the dashes tonight. Save a little bit of time, present them all at once together. Sprint car dash coming right up. Mark Hewson will jump out of one car and into another to join John Youngquist and Tim Levine. Tim Levine, if you're ready, let's push him out. He is top everything. It's virtually booked right now. So there's still a couple of places around. I know there's still a few vacancies, but there's a convention in Bellingham, there's a convention in Alberta, as well as the Dirt Cup. So find all that and get up to your room. If you haven't done that yet, please do so as well. Especially if you know people coming in from outside the area. Anyway, it's time for a sprint car trophy dash. All 3 drivers, former main event winners here at Skagit Speedway. Will be the 73 car you just saw up there in the trophy dash. Finished 3rd last year in the points category. Driving the Ed's Automotive and Machine Gambler winner first night up this year, Mark Hewson. Right beside him, car number 56 from Lowe, the Rainier Beer Lightning chassis, 3rd place, 3 weeks in a row. The driver, John Youngquist. And car number 7L, the Evergreen Speed Shop sprint car from Everett, won his first ever sprint car main event last weekend. What a happy event he was. After winning 16 late model features, he finally won a sprint car race. Will he do it again tonight? We'll see. Tim Levine. 3 cars, 3 laps. Here we go. Hewson gets a really good start. It's right up the line. 110 mile an hour into turn number 3. Right behind. Youngquist shuts down, come out of 4 to the lead. Over the front spot. White flag, Levine goes on over. White flag, 1 lap to go. Into turn number 1, Tim Levine. exciting. Wow. Good dash. Yes, and your winner, 73. But keep your eyes on Tim Levine coming
All the way from Tacoma North. So let's cross our fingers and say more blue sky. Here we go. The lights are out. The trophy car will retire to the pits as we get set to go. That beautiful Jerry Chambers car. Jerry's yearbook in 1966 in ambition was a 4-4 company out of business, and he's still trying. All right. Here's our 3. Out of 3, number 4. Looking good. Here we are racing. Going into the first turn, Lewis Nutter taking his left lead. Right on his tail is going to be Jeff Fletcher. And then Jeff Lang is taking second. Nutter's going to lead it. Jeff Fletcher will have a little right now. Fletcher is on the ground. Little on the side as he comes right down. Good racing. And Nutter takes it to the lead again. 1 lap down. 2 more to go. Anybody's race. Lang back straight away. Nutter's to the lead. Got it right down. That's the left. Fletcher going back in this third. Then he wants to make this move right now. Will Lang do it? 1 lap to go. The trophy match. Nutter putting his one into it as he goes around on the back straightaway on turn number 2. Looks like he's going to take all the marks there for the trophy. Here comes the Lang. Here comes Fletcher. Again. And going back to the trophy dash is Louis Lang. Hit Lang. Louis Nutter wins it. Have to look at it for a minute, but then again, there's that 51 car. And a 93. And the 74, Roy Rasmussen out of Everett. Rick Palmer also out of Everett. Top 3 will move up. It's McDonald out of Oregon. Newberg. Vincent Carter, the 44. Top 3 will move up. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars, 5 laps. Sprints, get ready for your semi-main. TW5477, the yellow GMC, your lights are on. All right. 5 cars, 5 laps, top 3, move up to the back of the raceway. And a bunch of them get set to go. Skagit Speedway, welcome to George Moore from Vancouver, Mississippi, attending the first sprint car race ever. George Moore, welcome to Skagit Speedway. You got the unofficial award for the longest tow. All right, the lights are out. We're gonna pop to a drop and let's get ready to go right here. 5 cars, 5 laps. The top 3 move on to the sprint. This is what we call Skagit Speedway. Quick driver on the pole position. Diagram will start the race. And there's the green light there. Palmer jumps out for the early lead. Next takeaway. now on the sprint 44 car, Springfield, Oregon. Greg Brown, you gotta make a move. You gotta make a move. 7 laps. 7 cars for 7 laps. The top 3 came up with a feature. Here comes Steve Dyer, folks. Trying to get by, ended up third spot. Can he do it? Gerald Stephan, Marshall Megamart, hard in the red flag. Red flag, Marshall Megamart, hard into turn number 1 wall, and we've got a red flag. After 1 lap, Megamart top into the loose stop. If you really want to see what Skagit Speedway was like in the 50s, 60s, 70s, right up until last year, get your hands on one of those fine JDS videotapes, Skagit Speedway, through the years, available just in front of the main south building, where you see the black and orange JDS video flag on. SRA t-shirts also on sale down there outside the concession stand. Say no to drugs posters courtesy of West Gibbs were being given away earlier. I'm not sure if they've got any of those or not. And of course, all the rest of the Skagit Speedway souvenirs and novelties on sale at the souvenir booth and also located in the main south concession stand. 1 lap complete, 6 laps to go. The top 3 will go on to the main event. The rest of them will park their cars for the rest of the night. Here we go. Of course, they all want to get into those top 3 positions. Right round and Steve Dyer. Into turn number 1. Still Gerald Stephan, your race leader. Right now. 7 laps only in this one. Dyer and Rasmussen. Bumping a little bit, but got a 4. Dyer into 4th. He's got to get to 3rd. Stephan still leader. Brown. Running by the road for 2nd. Steve Dyer is going to try the high groove, and he goes into 3rd place. Steve Dyer into 3rd, but it's still Gerald Stephan. Right round by the low groove, he's coming on the ground. With 2 laps to go, Steve Dyer goes into 2nd. Stephan 3rd, he's going to try to hold on to it. Chevrolet, Turner Sigler Repair, House Driving, Upway TT Motorsports, West Gibbs. In the 13 on the Deming, Countryman Sides, Extol Distributor, Driveline Services Deming, Tambridge, Snap-on Joel Smith and Move, Jimson Auto Sales, Brownfield Manufacturing, Alan Ripper. In the 69, out of Anacortes, LE Auto Parts, Bavarian Auto House, Metco Jules, Extol Distributing, Day, Vernon Auto Parts, Richie's Auto Body, Coltness, Texas, Harold's Corner Market, Northwest Auto Parts, Specialty Plating, and Mom and Dad Racing, Valley Auto Machine, Reese's Wall Repair, Rocket Rod Perkins. In the 73 car, out of Seattle, the Eds Automotive Machine Camper, third point singer, Mark Houston. And in the 57 on American with Gary Specials, R9 GTE Everett, Construction Excavating, along with Roy Robinson Chevrolet, Monday Carpets, JL from Spalding, AJ's Hideaway, Arco Plumbing, West Coast Steel, Placer, HB Mass Promotions, Jerry Bundy. The 22 car out of Marysville. Buxton Tire Service, Lake City, Auto, Marysville, Door, Longhorn Saloon, Wow Woods. In the 88 car out of Surrey, Darcy Valiant. And in the 96 car, Vince McDonald. In the 28 car, Jim Grantham. Out of Seattle, Rick Bobber, Roy Rasmussen also, and John Clark the second. We are going to get down and get dirty right here. So we're going to do turn number one, and all the guns are looking right on the microphone. Now time to get dirty. laps down, they more to go. John Tucker, your leader, setting the pace. They start things up in the right direction again. That's a Skagit Speedway, man. We certainly hope that you'll come back again tomorrow. A lot of great racing done tonight. We're lightning to it. Like models. Vince McDonald out of Newburgh, Oregon. Talking to you here. And 96 Limited Sprinter, live read for the maybe this might be the week somebody wins that $600 jackpot. All right, here we go. Lights are on one more time. We'll try. John Tucker, the 99, will set the pace. There he is, the back straightaway. And if he gets good, do it. 8 to 3, go down. John Tucker, early leader. Alan Reaper and Rod Perkins, stop your cars. We have our red flag. Rod is getting out of his car, so he's all right. All right, we'll bunch them up. A lot of attrition here. Cars on the track. So we got excellent enough getting back to the position they're supposed to be. Jim Dennis and Greg Walker will go. And they'll say one more lap around the track and we'll drop the flag and they won't go on the start. Your leader setting the pace will be Sean himself back here out of Marysville. And it's Army, Sean Wilkie, Mark Houston, She looks like she's going to be okay. She's all right, ladies and gentlemen. Take a ride, Shauna. Hopefully I can put my heart back down below my ribcage now.
BBC, the veteran. First time out this year at Skagit, Steve Dyer, the 9A car for BBC. Third place in the semi-main, the 15 car of Gerald Steffen. And the 41 car of Mark Whitrow, the backup, pulls to the pit area. 18 cars for 25 laps. This is your feature race of the evening. The sprint cars. For 25 tours around the high bank, clay oval. A lot of places you can run on the track tonight. Run high, run low. You don't want to run too high, though, or get up above the berm. See, sometimes you're able to run right up against the fence, but not tonight. You can see the clay packed in about 3/4 of the way up the speedway. What will be the right combination? Will it be down low? Will it be up high? We'll see how Randy Ridge and Bob Road continue to start. Okay, folks, time to stretch. Let's get everybody up and wave these guys on home to a 25-lap sprint car main event. Let's get up and wave them home as they come around for the final parade lap before we go green. Traffic lights are out. 18 cars, 18 of the very best you're going to find anywhere in the West. Right here at Skagit Speedway, ready for 25 laps of thunder and lightning. Randy Ridge, Bobby Pearl leading the way. Green flag!
last season when he won both the sprint car and super modified main events on the same night. Was out for the majority of the rest of the 89 season. Came back this year, first night out, destroyed a brand new car and turned 2 left came back last week with this new car, finished 5th. He's your current leader. Tim Levine running 2nd. We've told you about his misfortunes already this year. He had motor problems. He had a large motor fire here on the front straightaway. Got a new motor together after sitting out a couple of weeks and came back to win last Saturday night. Randy Ridge running 3rd to 3. '27 Eliason, 73 Houston. Field getting lined up. Eyes on John Youngwood, the 56 car, Mark Houston, the 73, running 1-2 in the current point standings. As they move up right now in the top 6 positions. Remember, we've had 5 different winners in 5 races this season. What a start it has been. Currently 3rd in the all-time feature winners list behind Mark Houston. In 1 win behind Cecil Walker. Wayne Godborough would tie him with Walker. For 17 career sprint car main event wins, it would be 2nd on that list. But we've got a way to go yet. 15 more laps. 10 laps down. Bobby Burrow, your leader. He sets the pace. Number 0 marker, J&J Racing Chassis. Tim Levine, Randy Ridge, Eliason, and Houston behind. Those are your top 5 unofficially at this point. Mark Ellis going to rejoin the field in the 11 car. Got to make sure that everybody is in the proper position out there. So many cars capable of winning tonight. We told you, 5 different winners. But it applies again here at Skagit Speedway. One more time around, says Jim Dennis, our flag man this evening. And we will go racing again here at Skagit Speedway. Race number 6 of the 1990 racing season. Race number 7, more of the same tomorrow night. Can handle any more after the excitement we have seen tonight and early about halfway through our main event this evening. Bobby Burrow, your leader, in a every flag. Comes the battle for 2nd, play across. Levine, Houston now in 3rd. Halfway tonight.
of Jerry Edson on the front straightaway. So the yellow flag will come out, top brake for Jerry, and then open up his lead. Really, with the competitive nature of these classes, the cars being so very equal, you have got to make your move once the green flag drops. So what Tim Levine has got to do basically is try and predict when Burrow will get on it, try and get on the accelerator at least the same time, if not a little bit before. That's pretty difficult. And at least try and keep up with Burrow so he has a chance to make a move late in the race. Dan Bartolovic, we've seen this each week, with the race going right down to the final lap.
I remember what John Janquist said, if I could finish in the top 5 every main event, not the big points again. There he is running into number 4.
That's right. Unfortunately for us, there's a few other guys that have been able to do it so far this year as well. As we said, Bobby Burrow looking for his first win this year, first win in over a year. He's your current leader with 5 to go. Tim Levine won his first ever sprint car main event last weekend. John Youngquist has not yet won in 1990. 3 consecutive second place finishes, currently second in point standings. He is a 3-time feature winner in the sprint class. He's running right there for Mark Houston, your current point leader. He's running in 3rd. That's a battle of their own that they've got going for the point lead. Houston and Youngquist, as they duke it out for the number 3 position. As we said, lots of good racing going on back in the field as well. The likes of Bridge, Mountainfield, Elias and Smith, Eddie Evans. Great round out of Maury to 44, and Youngquist to 49. 5 laps to go. Well, what do you think, folks? Can Bobby Burrow go the final 5 laps and win it? How many people put his name down along with Sean Becker on the program ballot tonight? Not too many. A couple of hands in here, though. Again, that's what all of you in the program contest. Chance to win $600 tonight. As I said, if Tim Levine is going to have any kind of shot at catching Bobby Burrow, he has got to stay right with them on the start, which means he has just got to have the reflexes ready when Bobby Burrow decides to get on the accelerator. They go through turns 3 and 4. So stay with them, as I said, to have any chance to try and make a move late in this race. There's only 5 laps to go, a little bit more than a trophy dash to the finish. We've seen some strange happenings already tonight, already this year. We've got a race all figured out. We've seen a lot of things happen late in the races to change all that. Will that be the case here? Or will people go the distance? Traffic lights go up one more time around. Hopefully we'll go 5 consecutive laps to the finish. Late model feature race, 20 laps to follow. We'll see you all back tomorrow night, 7:30 for more of this, the very best in dirt track racing. Watch Bobby Burrow, watch Tim Levine. Burrow's on it early. We've got a problem coming out of 4. Cars getting together. Looks like Levine now closing up the gap. It's all right. Tim Levine looks in coming out of 4. Well, overhead just a little bit, maybe. Tim Levine, maybe. And now we will go green. 4 laps to go. Mark Houston stay right with Bobby Burrow in this restart. Great time.
is Levine just pumping up. Won't should be able to restart. Not much, as he should when he's sitting out front. But the rest of the field, Tim Levine wasn't able to keep up. Mark Houston that last start, dropped back a couple of car lengths. I think Bob Burrow's sitting in a pretty good spot right now, considering what's happened over the last couple of restarts. I'm sure you agree.
I do, but now, like a pitcher, he might throw a curveball and not start the race until the fourth. He can start in the middle of the third, but he might not start it until late. Keep them on their toes and then zoom on the front straightaway. So let's watch him and see if he throws a fastball or a curveball.
As we said, if you're going to make a move on the leader, you almost have to anticipate his move on the green flag start and make that move before he does. Very, very difficult task. Let's watch Mark Houston try to let it early, green flag. So Burrow gets on the accelerator early. And Burrow's wing is falling apart. Bobby Burrow on the front side of his wing. Let's see if it comes to the bottom. Yellow flag. Yellow flag. Oh my goodness. You just never know, race fans. When he would have to pit. You cannot run without a wing. So you know the crew, Bobby himself, all of his fans, hoping things will stay together as we say each and every week. You just never know. I can't remember this happening to a driver leading a race in the past. I remember watching a stock car race in Bedford, Oregon, when an air cleaner went flying off the leading car. $15,000 to win there was that weekend. Odie Robertson was the gentleman that it happened to. I can never remember a sprint car race, though, turning out like this one has, with your race leader, apparently with things in hand, now with only 3/4 of a wing. Dan Bartolo, I don't think we've seen it.
I've never seen anything like it, but he's going to be tough to hang in there. The question is now, is this the break that Mark Houston needs for, perhaps Mark Ellis, or anybody else in the hunt?
As we said, you just never know. One race to the next, one lap to the next, let alone one week to the next, what you are going to expect. Here at Skagit Speedway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, race fans, these are the thrills of dirt track racing, because you just never know what's coming up next. Folks, we're in for a wild finish. One more time around, 4 laps to go. Is the wing intact? And if it is, will it be good enough to support the number 1 car? Keep it down, the downforce on the top of that wing, and keep it glued to the track like he wants to be. Here we go. Bob Burrow, Houston, down first, green flag. Houston down low. In the turn number 1, takes the lead. Mark Houston, facing no time at all. Your new leader. Obviously, it is a problem. Youngquist goes by in a second. It's Mark Houston. John Youngquist was over. Top right for the ball. He continues to knock back. 2 laps to go, folks. Houston looking for the second of the year. But Youngquist with his second for the 4th week in a row. There's up the white flag. 1 lap to go. Mark Houston, John Youngquist, what's coming? Down the left straightaway. It's going to take a miracle for Youngquist to catch up. It will be win number 2 for Mark Houston over John Youngquist. What's doing? Fairfield over Bobby Harold is still and going down the line. Well, we wondered if it would be a major problem. Yes, it was. The handling just wasn't there for Bobby Burrow. As we said, you saw it right there. Houston wasting no federal score.
Terry Smith will pick the rest of them up. 20 laps. In the main event, and we're set to go. Early leader on Strawberry. Well, let's see what happens in the back straightaway. Let's go for the early leader. 7 down. Late model main events here tonight at Skagit Speedway. Don't forget those of you leaving us right now. Come back tomorrow night. We do it in the dirt one more time. Race number 7. Offering for the forecast for the race on Monday. Going up in the little chicken in the water, so we have a little stinking house call. He'll give it a shot. Little country with just that fair. I don't know. How much time here we run? 8 hot pursuit. There's Harry Smith. Fletcher coming up with another 3 spot now. Trying to make it through.
Well, a wild night of action here at Skagit Speedway tonight as race number 6 of Skagit's 1990 racing season is over. Mark Hewson winning the feature tonight. Mark, you've had some tough ones, you've had some easy ones, but kind of a different one tonight, a wild night of racing.
Yeah, we kind of inherited that one.
A tough night for Bob Brew. You probably can feel for him a little bit. It looked like he might have pulled it off. Of course, who knows in the final analysis, but a little wing problem.
Yeah, we've run like that before, you know, up front in the last lap or two, something breaks on the car, and God, you just, you know, it's a heartbreaker.
The track seemed to really tacky all night tonight. Good track.
Yeah, real good. It kind of went up high, you know, it was right next to the wall, and there was some track down low, but it was much faster on the top, I thought.
Starting the season at this point, did you think you might have so many feature wins?
No, I didn't. I don't look that way. I don't know.
I mean, because you've obviously done so well in the limited sprint, you've done well. Of course, now in the sprint, you've got 2 points leads. Does the team set any goals, something you try to achieve week after week? Just try to make the program?
Well, no, we try to win every night we're out there, you know, but some nights it just doesn't happen. Some nights go better than others, you know, when you got real fast guys starting up in the front of you, it's really hard to catch them if you don't have too many yellows. Tonight we had a few yellows, and it was a little easier to, you know, get through.
Talking on the radio tonight, how tough it's got to be, and we talked before about this for you, jumping into one car, changing car back and forth. Does that ever confuse you, or are you still pretty standing right on top of it?
Tonight was the first night I think it did kind of confuse me because they were kind of rushing the show because they thought it might rain. And I got in the sprint car, and it wasn't hooking up quite enough, and I thought I had already moved the wing back, but then I got to thinking, well, I did that in a modified, and so I looked up and saw the wing wasn't back, so I pulled it back a little bit, and it seemed to work a lot better.
Is there something in the cockpit that you can tell? I mean, if you just totally space out what car you're driving?
Yeah, we got the gauges at a little different angle and stuff, and so, you know, we thought about that too, and we make sure that, you know, I know which one's which.
Mark, a tremendous job again tonight winning the sprint feature, and all the best of luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mark Houston, car number 73.